Norm again. Many years ago, when I had a lot of free time, I created a series of audio plays I call Classroom 2150 AD. With nothing more than a reel-to-reel tape recorder, a cassette recorder, and a boatload of sound effects, I created a fictional classroom of the future with an android instructor and a class full of human students, two of which are believers in Jesus Christ. This is the first of many episodes I made, all homegrown. Keep in mind this is an audio play, no visuals except a DVD cover I previously used. Anyhow, here we go. Listen up.
Welcome to Classroom 2150 AD. This tape contains several skits or radio plays that depict a classroom of the future, with an android robot instructor and a whole variety of different human students. From the chunker who's a bully, to Alfribia who says some really way out things. Listen as class is about to begin. This episode of 2150 is called A Typical Monday. This episode of 2150 finds the students gathered outside the school building just before the first bell.
Hey, Joe!
Yeah, what is it, Fob?
Did you get that algebra assignment done last night?
Yeah, I hit that thing just after I got home from school.
Yeah, that figures. Only a goody-goody does all his homework when he gets right home from school.
Chunker, did you get your homework done last night?
Yeah, that's none of your business.
Yeah, the chunker went to the Smudge Ripple concert last night.
What? Smudge Ripple? What's Smudge Ripple?
Don't you know anything?
Joe, Smudge Ripple is a heavy metal group.
Yeah, if you want to, I'll show you one of their albums. I brought it to school.
Well, I could, well, there's the bell. I don't know if we'll have time now.
I don't know about you, but when that first bell rings, I head for my chair.
Yeah, the chunker didn't make it in his chair by the second bell last week, and he got disintegrated for it.
Fob, remind me to consult you if I want any advertising, okay?
Oops, sorry, chunker.
Yeah, I got ways of making you sorry.
Why don't we get to class? We don't need a fight.
I hate Mondays.
Come on, Lukey. Complaining never does any good. Hi, Frib. What are you doing at my desk? You better get to your chair. That second bell's gonna ring any second.
I want a free ticket to the junkyard.
Frib, get in your chair.
I got a detonating polar bear sandwich.
I wonder why he's always got to say those goofy remarks.
Frib, get in your chair. That second bell's gonna ring. Unless you want a taste of the teacher's ray.
I come prepared to deal with that. If he tries to throw disintegrating energy in my direction, I'll catch it with this.
A catcher's mitt? Are you kidding?
Oh, brother, give me a break.
Last week he tried to stop the teacher's ray with a 1-inch steel plate.
Yeah, him and the plate went up. Come on, Frib, stop acting like a turkey and get to your chair.
I got barnacles in my locker.
Oh, no. Okay. Frib, what are you doing out of your chair?
I'm studying a blimp seizure.
Joe, is Frib at your desk for a good reason?
No, teacher, he's just standing there saying stupid stuff.
Frib, you were out of your chair when that second bell rang. Take your punishment.
Send it my way. I'm ready for it.
He caught it all right in the mitt.
Yeah, but it reduced him to a crystal anyhow.
Well, it may have looked like it went into his mitt, but it didn't stop there. When I hit one of you with this reducing ray, it permeates your whole molecular structure and reduces you down. Sort of like electricity. I mean, if he would have grabbed a high voltage wire with that mitt, it would have affected his whole body. Okay, we've got other things to do.
When is he coming back from that crystal?
I reduced him for about 10 minutes. Okay, I want everybody to hand in their algebra assignment. Go ahead and pass them to the front. Let's see here. Okay, is this all of them? All right. Chunker, where's your assignment?
He went to that heavy metal concert last night and didn't get to it.
If I ever needed a spokesman, Fob is just the one I'd choose. Chunker, you must have a fascination for zeros. What are you talking about? Because the last 3 times I've given an algebra assignment, that's what you've gotten. And each time it was a different excuse. I suggest that when you get an assignment, the first thing you do when you get home from school after eating dinner is to hit those books. You sound like Joe Zecco. Okay, I guess I'll just have to continue padding your little space in my grade book with F's. Come on, Chunker, where's your sense of pride and accomplishment?
He's probably burned out of him by that music he listens to.
Come on, Lukey, a person's personality and temperament can't be shaped by music alone.
Yeah, but you ought to hear some of the lyrics in that music.
Well, perhaps later. Right now we got a little bit of a problem.
What kind of problem?
Well, for the past 2 weeks, I've noticed that the change out of my little change box in my drawer has been vanishing.
What do you mean, vanishing?
I mean, every now and then I add a bit of stray change to that box, but it never seems to increase.
Maybe there's a warp in your change box.
Come on, Lukey, give me a break. More likely somebody's been lifting a few coins every now and then. Will anybody confess to the crime?
I didn't know it was a crime.
So, Lukey, you're the one.
I saw all that change in your drawer, and you've got so much of it, I thought you wouldn't miss a quarter or two.
Come on, Lukey, you should know better than that.
Joe, don't get so hyped up. I just used it for my soda during lunch. When it was only a little bit, the teacher hardly noticed it.
Lukey, you're going to get an extra assignment as punishment for stealing.
What? I didn't steal, I just...
Lukey, my programming does not distinguish between big stealing and little stealing. If you've taken something that belongs to somebody else, even if it's a paper clip without their permission, you've ripped them off, big or little.
Oh, boy.
You've got that assignment on the board.
Teacher, where did that assignment come from? It wasn't up there 5 seconds ago.
Come on, Fob, I've told you before, I've got ways. The next person I find lifting anything out of my desk without permission will get the putty ball torment.
What's that?
Jim Yazzie doesn't know what the putty ball torment is?
Come on, Fob, he hasn't been here long enough to see what it is.
Jim, the putty ball torment is a punishment where the offending student has to take a cubic foot of silly putty and using his fingers make pea-sized little balls of putty out of it until the whole thing is used up.
Oh, yeah, that took a long time.
Last time I got that punishment, it took me 4 hours and 30 minutes.
It took me 6.
At any rate, let's move on. How many of you collected a geology specimen like I asked you to do over the weekend? Oh, that's just about the whole classroom. Okay, as usual, I'll call a few of you up here to show what mineral you found. Okay, Jim Yazzie, get up here.
Okay.
Okay, what do you got?
I found a speckled rock in the antelope wash. It's got green flecks in it.
That's most unusual.
Oh, that's just a piece of granite. You can find that anywhere around here.
Be quiet, Fob. It is a piece of granite, but those green flecks are epidote crystals. You don't find granite with that in it very often, at least around here. Okay, Jim, that's pretty good. You can go ahead and get back to your seat. You get a B for that.
Thank you.
All right, Chunker, get up here. Chunker, don't give me any lip. It doesn't take any trouble at all for me to send a slug of disintegrating energy in your direction. Yeah, I know. Okay, show your rock specimen. Okay, I have here an agglomeration of quartz pebbles and a lime compound that is hard.
Teacher, that kind of looks like a plain old chunk of cement.
Give me that, Chunker. This is a plain old chunk of cement. Chunker, I am amazed at the efforts that you go to avoid any kind of work in this classroom.
Yeah, last week he brought in a jar full of air and said he collected a sample of the Earth's atmosphere.
Get back to your seat, Chunker. You get an F. One bit of lip and I'll put a cap on your mouth.
Oh, here comes Fred back from that crystal.
Boy, look at the stars.
Be quiet, Fred. Get back to your chair.
Okay. Boy, that smarts.
If I hear another goofy remark, you'll get it again, too.
Chunker, how come you go to such efforts to avoid work?
Oh, he's just laid back, that's all.
No, Lukey, you're wrong. He's lazy. What's wrong, Chunker?
It's about time you heard the truth.
Yeah, be quiet, preacher. Chunker, I told you if you gave me more lip, I'd put that cap on your mouth.
I guess we won't have any more problem with him for the rest of the day.
That's one thing about this culture that's really gone downhill.
What are you talking about, Joe?
I mean, it seems like nowadays we got a new label for everything. I mean, we invent new labels for old things to make it seem different.
What do you mean, Joe?
Well, like Lukey, he tried to excuse the Chunker's laziness by calling it being laid back. I mean, think about it. You don't hear words like sin or fornication or adultery anymore. I mean, fornication and adultery come under a new label, being sexually active. That sounds a lot more innocent, but it's the same old crud with a new label attached to it. And that's only one example in a bunch. I mean, people are using new, polished terms to cover over what's nothing more than old-fashioned sin. Regardless of the label, God calls it wrong.
Okay, let's move on to other things. Okay, and I've got just the thing I'm sure you'll all enjoy.
Oh, no, I don't like the sound of your voice.
Yes, we've got a desk inspection, a surprise desk inspection.
A desk inspection on Monday morning.
Yeah, that's the ultimate turkey.
Complaining will do you no good because the inspection will begin immediately. Okay.
Teacher, how come we have to have these desk inspections?
We have these surprise desk inspections just in case one of you may have some contraband in your desk.
What's contraband?
That's something that is not allowed in this classroom. Anything that is dangerous or that can cause damage to either school or personal property. Okay, Jim Yazzie, open up.
Okay.
What's this?
It's turquoise.
What are you doing with rocks in your desk?
Teacher, they're not rocks, they're turquoise. Jim's learning to do silver work.
Okay, just so long as you don't fill your desk full of it.
Yeah, thank you, teacher.
Okay, I don't see anything else in here that's contraband. You can go ahead and close up. All right, Frib, open up.
My koala bear has the measles.
Frib, are you going to open up or am I going to treat you to a nugget of disintegrating energy?
I'll open it already.
I thought you would. Let me see. What is all this stuff in here?
What's in his desk, teacher?
The usual assortment of crazy, impossible stuff. Look at this. It's a carcoleptic fubaceous Twinkie.
Where did it come from?
How am I supposed to know?
That came from the Veil Nebula.
Frib, I don't want to hear another word from you.
Okay.
Let's see. He's got all kinds of crazy stuff in this desk. Look at this. A Trois de Mogataceous bullfrog puppy.
Is it dangerous?
Only when it smells welding rods.
Frib, I told you to be quiet. Okay, even though there's incredibly dingy stuff in this desk, as usual, there's nothing in here I could say that's contraband. All right, go ahead and close the desk.
It's always a treat to go through Alfribia's desk. There's no telling what might jump out.
All right, Chunker, open your desk. Do you have a search warrant? All right, I'll open it. Okay. What's this? It's a record album. Smudge Ripple? That's a goofy name for an album. What's wrong with these guys' hair? It looked like they stuck their finger in a wall socket. That's the way they're supposed to look, Turkey. Chunker, when you talk to me, I expect to be addressed in a respectful manner. Just be glad I didn't incinerate you and gave you that punch-up ray instead. What do you want, Fob?
Teacher, why don't you look at the lyrics on the back of that record, like you said you were going to do before?
Oh, yeah, let me see this. No wonder why the Chunker's got an attitude the way he does. Man, the words to these songs are indescribable.
Oh, what do they say, teacher?
They're not fit to be read in this classroom.
How dare you degrade my music?
Chunker, I don't need to degrade your music. It's done a pretty good job by itself.
Give me my album back.
Here, Chunker, take it home. If I see it or any other kind of music similar to it in your possession again, I'll send you through the mirror maze.
How come you're being so strict with that, teacher?
Bob, if you'd read the lyrics that I saw that were on there, they're the most antisocial, violence-permeated words I've read since I've been programmed. I'm surprised that such music is even legal.
No wonder why people go wild at those concerts.
What are you talking about, Lukey?
Well, I went to this concert about 2 years ago. The group Echo Nightmare was there, and they played some of their hit songs. The crowd went wild. They started tearing everything up. And when they played that song about suicide, this one guy jumped from the balcony and hurt himself.
This country needs music like that, like Superman needs a kryptonite necklace.
All right, Joe, that's enough.
It can't be all that bad. I heard that one of the guys in that group started wearing a cross around his neck.
Lukey, what does that have to do with it?
And he started going to church on Sundays.
So?
And doesn't that make him Christian?
Lukey, if I were to pin a license plate to the back of your pants and put you in a garage, would that make you a car?
What?
Just because somebody wears a cross around their neck or goes to church doesn't mean that they know the Lord. The label Christian is one of the most misused words in our language.
Yeah, Joe, but he's really sincere. I mean, he's really enthusiastic about positive thinking and faith and love.
Yeah, but where's Christ in all of that?
Who?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I don't know if he said anything about Jesus Christ, but he's got lots of faith and love, and he's sincere.
Lukey, there are people all over the world who are sincere in their religions, but did you know it's possible to be sincerely wrong? And I don't care how much a person believes in faith and love and all that stuff, if their heart has not been changed by the blood of Jesus Christ, if they haven't been born again, if they haven't surrendered their heart to the living God, then it's all a sham, and it ends in the same place, hell.
Oh, come on.
If there's anything to that guy's religion, then how come he talks about his religion and then 5 minutes later sings such horrible lyrics in his music? If his heart had really been changed by the Lord Jesus Christ, then his life would change too.
How come it has to be Jesus?
Because God said in his word there is no other name under heaven by which men can be saved.
Teacher, I didn't come to school to hear a sermon.
All right, Chunker, stop complaining. It'll probably do you some good to listen to what Joe has to say. Okay, it's just about the end of, well, there's the dismissal bell. Before you all leave, note the new assignment on the board in geology. See you all tomorrow.
The end.